Live shot of downtown Toronto. Good Friday morning. It's going to be a windy one, so heads up if you're out in the afternoon. Sid Cicero, Dina Pugliese. This is Breakfast Television. We're in a lockdown here. No breaking news. We all know it. And some of us haven't had a haircut in a very, very long time. And the desperation is going to... Dina nearly did it before the break. The desperation to cut your own hair is real, and people are feeling it. But there are things you need to think about before you go down this road, whether you have long hair or short hair. Jason Lee, hairstylist, has been kind enough to join us this morning. Hello, Jason. Good day, sir.
Hi, Jace.
Hi. Hi, how's it going?
You know what? Should we dare to cut our own hair? First things first, you say if you can avoid it, don't. Rule number one.
Rule number one is don't. I get it. We've been closed for a very long time, so I'm sure a lot of people's hair is in a really bad situation right now. If you're going to, I highly recommend that you just do very, very minimal. One thing that I would say is I'm going to go over a couple of do's and don'ts. The first thing I would say is when you go to cut your hair, if you're going to pull your hair, okay, if you're going to section out your hair, don't pull your hair too tight, okay? Oh. We've all seen it where somebody who has curly hair or wavy hair, they go to cut their hair and it jumps up, or we've all seen bangs that have gone too short. That's because the hair has been pulled too tight. So just use very medium tension when you're pulling the hair down. And honestly, Dina, just dust off the ends. Don't do anything more than that. Don't try to be a hero.
I think he's talking to you.
He's literally talking to me. Jason, does it matter what type of scissors we use? Because I swear to you, I was about to do this live on air, but I wanted to make sure I could use these like regular, like to cut paper and stuff scissors.
Not a great idea.
Oh.
I mean, that's just going to leave the ends really dull. So I would put them down and, just wait. It's almost where I promise we're going to open soon enough. I mean, I don't know when, but at some point.
So, Jason, all the do's and don'ts from Dina are all don'ts, basically.
What about pulling it in a ponytail? Jules here is growing her hair to donate to cancer, and she's like, she'd be willing to have a snippet live on air. But you said there's a danger in that one snip, right? Or two
Well,
snip?
There's this technique that people are doing, they're seeing it online, where they're pulling all of their hair forward really tight, anchoring it like a ponytail in the front, and then they're just cutting their hair, snipping it off. And that's a huge disaster. Listen, the only way that's going to work is if you have finer hair and you just kind of dust off the ends. Because if you do it the way we're seeing there and you cut it off, when you go to take that down, you're going to be in for a huge surprise. And that's going to be layers all throughout. It's going to be a hot mess. So
we need to know this. Jace, I shaved my husband's head and I broke 2 blades doing it in the summer. He actually attempted his own after watching a video. So for Sid Cicero.
I didn't know the story.
Yeah, no, but he did his own right now. Looks good. Tips for the guys. Number one, don't use clippers at a 0, Cicero. Don't use clippers at a 0. Why? All
right, so with that being short hair tips and do's and don'ts, Jason, before you go, what do you suggest?
First, I'm going to bring in a friend of mine who's part of my tight inner circle. This is all here. Just going to demonstrate on him here what we're going to do. You don't want to use a 0 guard. The clippers all come with different sizes. You want to start with a 2 or 3 higher. Otherwise, it's going to be completely bald. You also don't want to go too high with the clippers either. So you want to actually find the widest part of yours or your partner's hair or of your head, and so that way that you don't go too high. If you go higher than that, you're going to end up with a really tight cone head shape, and nobody looks good with that. So I highly recommend just going to the widest part, blending it out, and then try to blend everything. It's not the easiest thing, but people are doing it, and those are a couple of tricks to kind of help you get through it.
Okay, those are good. What about Sid's eyebrow hairs?
I mean, so
we
if you're going to
we
do
need another 15
hair,
minutes for that, Jason. What do you think?
I mean, listen, if you're going to do it, you take a comb and you kind of cut this way. But I highly recommend be very careful. Upwards, yeah. You want to make sure any of the little hairs that are going to stand out, which Oleg does not have,
they're tame.
But you would just clean those up.
Okay, a comb or a rake for me. What would you suggest? A comb or a rake? My eyebrows are thick,
possibly a rake by this point. Okay. Listen, you got a rake.
No, but Jace, honestly, can we just say this? As men get older, don't forget your ears. What do you do about the ear hair?
I mean, I would always just take those little edger clippers and just kind of clean up on the inside.
And then the nose hairs.
They do work. All right, Jason, look, this is...
Jace's face, it happens.
No, he's just...
Jace, it happens.
These are all things that we're all thinking here, 100%. Jason, this was great. Where can people find you online and get more info?
I'm on Instagram, Jason Lee Hair.
You're awesome. Thanks so much.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Be careful out there.
Okay.
Coming up next, Nicole's level. Your eyebrows do look great.
Be careful out there. Is this the start of Hill Street Blues? Everyone take care of each other out there.
The only thing tame about Sid Cicero is his eyebrows.
All right, coming up next, speaking of eyebrows.
Yes.
An eyebrow raising segment with Nicole coming up. We got celebrations. Plus,
Yes, Nick.
yeah,
Watch
my
those
eyebrows are a little different, Nicole. Just a little.
Yes,
also,
Nick.
guess the lyric and level up challenge. Am I reading this right? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Next,
How
good morning.
you doing, Nick? How you doing, Sir Venus?
No need to mock my eyebrows, Nick. No need.
I love it.
No need.